r/AskReddit, what would you guys do if a war begins and you were forced to go and fight? I heard that in interviews after WW2, over 60% of British soldiers admitted to purposely missing kill shots when they had gun sights on a man. I can't vouch for the accuracy of that stat, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear a lot of people purposely miss, or shoot to injure. Our animal brain contains a lot of violent impulses, but there's another part of human beings that feels revulsion and horror at taking life. I believe you have heard some old slaw martial falsehoods. It's a common misconception without a lot of evidence to back it up. I'm 62. They better make me a door gunner because I'm not gonna be walking. If we're actually invaded, I'll volunteer to drive something because I've trucked my whole life and I'm good at it. We found another one for the infantry. If they come over here, I have no problem defending my country. If you want me to defend my country 10,000 miles away from here? Hard sell, hard pass. Depends. Germany and Japan were an actual threat to the mainland. So a country storming through Europe will need to be stopped, because they can reach here sooner or later, so fighting as a unified front is safer for the US. If I'm forced, I guess I would have to go. No, you wouldn't. You could resist. You could go to jail instead. There is always a choice. Lose weight. No, gain weight, so they say you're literally unfit to serve. If there's a war that they want me to fight in, we're already fucked. Buy a journal book and keep it along traveling in the war. I'd go fight. I wish my own country gave me more reasons to fight for it though. It seems like a mess. I really don't feel very patriotic lately. I felt the same until I started traveling around and seeing what it's like in other countries. Patriotism is not a reason to fight anyways. Your country will tell you anything you want to hear, so you might consider giving up your life to protect said country. German here, I feel the same. Currently, I have no plans to defend the morons leading the country into the void. If the US is being invaded somehow and I'm forced to protect my family, I'll fight to the death. If I'm being forced to invade another country, it's not fucking happening. Everyone knows the US can only die from within, not any outside invader. Unless aliens come along, no one is transporting an army across the ocean. Would you fight in a second civil war? War were declared. Men, you're lucky men. Soon you'll all be fighting for your planet. Many of you will be dying for your planet. A few of you will be forced through a fine mesh screen for your planet. They'll be the luckiest of all. Thanks, Mom. This. Most sane Melita Iris don't want me on the battlefield, because of my heart conditions, bad aim, and overall weak body. I'm ineligible for the draft, but I'd certainly fight as a guerrilla or something if someone invaded. If they put out a draft for a foreign war, I'd go live in the hills or escape to another country, not fighting and dying for some rich assholes to make more money. Eligibility is ultimately determined by need. I'm 40 and out of shape, so I'd wonder what they'd have me doing. Working in the kitchen. You'll be in shape after a couple months of training, don't worry. Digging graves will help you get back into shape in no time. They will always find a way. I figure holding a gun backwards once or twice during training ought to get me kicked out. I wonder what actually would happen if you pretended to be a bumbling idiot. If you live in that country and enjoying all the goodness of her, why not protect too? I moved from the US to a country that has no real military, so yeah, no politician is sending me to die. Was there in 2003, 2004, 2007, 2008, love you all. A people who does not want to feed their army will soon be forced to feed someone else's. Napoleon. Go to jail because I'm not fighting. If you're a pacifist, you could still serve, like Desmond Doss. Link. And GT, Doss further distinguished himself in the Battle of Okinawa by saving an estimated 75 men, acting on his own, becoming the only conscientious objector to receive the Medal of Honor for this and other actions. He'll go fight. I'd be deathly afraid, but I'd do it. Depends on the reasons for the war. Hitler-level evil dictator at risk of fucking shit up globally. Sure, I'll do my part. Tin pot in the Middle East trying to sidle up to Russia/China weapons and roll an ethnic enclave they don't like. The volunteers have got it. Gonna play crazy/unstable for the draft or consider ways to injure myself if it gets really dire. I'm from Hong Kong. I'd just move abroad. I'm not dying for a tyrant. Unpopular opinion. I would draft Dodge/refuse. I know a friend's great-grandfather openly admitted to refusing to join the British Army. Went to jail for it. He said it was his best decision, as all his friends who went to war returned seriously messed up from PTSD. I'd try to negotiate for a non-combative role, like repairing uniforms or taking care of children, our own or displaced refugees. An army can't fight as well if their jackets won't close or their boot heels are falling off. If you put a gun in my hands, I'm using it to defend a daycare. Take as many down as possible. Then he'll go die in some field in Europe like God intended. Bro, you realize there a shit ton of work in the army beside directly participating in storming the trenches. Given my age, it would mean that the majority of able-bodied men had already died. So, we would be clearly losing said war or fighting an unwinnable fight. So then honor and glory are both already lost, and with them any remaining purpose in fighting for the state. So I would refuse the call and move to protect those I love instead. I would not allow myself to be forced, as avoiding danger would no longer be possible anyway. If I am to lift a weapon again, it will be on my terms. I would not fight. Not dying for S corrupt government and their dirt and fabric. Fuck em, I'm not fighting. Desert. Fight like hell. I would run away, of course. I ain't gonna die in a trench, no way, not me. I'm not fighting a war started by emotionally unavailable stupid old men. I would do everything to run away and save myself. I'm not a hero or patriotic enough to waste my life fighting for my country. Unfortunately, those old men happen to not be dumb, but incredibly self-centered and with weak morals. Go through the 5 stages of greed. Unless it's killing Nazi-level baddies, I'm dodging the draft. Let the politicians fight themselves. I'm in my 60s. If the US is that desperate for soldiers that they're drafting old-timers, then the US is in trouble. I have dual citizenship, so I would go to whichever one won't make me fight in a war. I'd like to see the leaders duke it out themselves. The corporations that own those rat-faced fucks could profit massively if the world got to watch the political leaders fight to the death rather than the innocent people. I'm also pretty certain people wouldn't keep voting old fucks into office if they had to defend the nation. I'd vote for The Rock in this scenario. Go and fight. I'll be in jail refusing to go anywhere. Fighting in a war is for rubes. My skinny ass won't go far. If my country needs my overweight, out of shape, 59-year-old ass to fight for our freedoms, we've already lost. 60s is the new 30s. Just see how nimble and limber our politicians are. Let's give them rifles and have them join the draft too. Immediately die. Shoot myself immediately because that's better than being alive during wartime. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.